Hi everybody, it's Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy, and we had some technical issues. I was starting another video, so hopefully this one works out. So I'm going to be doing today I'm going to be doing a live ticket giveaway, but I also have to announce the winners of last week's giveaway. So I'm going to be doing those. So what are these tickets for? These tickets are for our Clarity Connects event. So if you're somebody who's local or you're somebody who's wanting to drive in for the event, this is my favorite event that we have all year. I love it so much. I think that it's so much fun. Anybody who's ever been to it thinks that it's so much fun and loves it and wants to come back next year. And this is our Clarity Connects event. This is our very own motivational speaking event. And actually it got started because we got denied from speaking at another event, and Nicole and I decided that we were going to make our own event. And so it was just something that we are inspired to do and has grown through the years. And we're expecting a big crowd this year, guys. So I hope that you're coming. Let me know if you're coming. Thank you guys for saying hi. Make sure you say hi if you haven't. Whether you're watching live, hit me with a hashtag replay if you're watching on the replay. Hi, Jen. Let me know if you're watching. So we're going to be doing this ticket giveaway from last week, but I'm also going to be talking about one of my favorite tools for us being stuck in our head, because I went to go film my angel messages video, but felt again compelled to do this live this week. So this is the topic that I'm feeling really drawn to talk about this week, because I'm finding that a lot of the energy is pulling us into our heads, and we're very focused on, what has gone wrong or feeling bad about these things, because there's a lot of changes that we've had going on. So first, before we dive into that, I'm going to do the first ticket giveaway. So these are the giveaways from last week where I asked people to like and share the post on the Clarity page. So the winners are a pair of tickets for each of these people, Buffy Little and Peachy Watts. So I'll make sure that I try to tag you in the post when I share this, but get in touch with me, PM me, and we'll make sure that you get your tickets before the event, or get you on the list for the event. So who's coming to Clarity Connects? Let me know if you're coming. Let me know who you're bringing. Are you bringing your friends? Are you bringing your family? Are you bringing somebody who's never been to the event before? Are you somebody who's brand new to the event? Because I've actually heard from a lot of people who are saying they're coming for the first time, and I love that. I'm really excited about it. Hi Kathy, thanks for watching. Hi Jennifer, you're coming too. I'm so glad. I think that you've been before. So yeah, if you've been before too, tell us what you love about it. So let's talk about being stuck in our own head, right? So like I said, I think that the energy is encouraging that a little bit. I've been talking about, can we let some of these things sort of marinate, right? Because the energy is really supporting that. Can we let things marinate in our mind? Can we sort of process that? But what can happen with that kind of energy is we can tend to also overthink things or spend a little bit too much time in our heads. And there's also been so much going on in terms of transitions. There are a lot of changes going on, a lot of different shifts and changes, and major changes in our lives, or not so major changes in our lives, but as a whole, people don't tend to change. We tend to have a hard time with these transitions, and trust and believe that these transitions are for your highest and best good, and that they are making space for better things to come into our lives. They are, allowing us to step into new opportunities. But they say, when one door closes, another door opens, but it sure can be hell in the hallway. And some of us are in the hallway right now, right? And kind of waiting for those opportunities. And so how can we get out of our head? Because we don't want to spend too much time in our head, right? Because if we're worrying about things, if we're over processing things, if we are focusing too much on negative things that we don't want in our life, this is what we're going to be manifesting into our lives. So we don't want that, right? You don't want the very things that you are worrying about to manifest into our life. And I feel called to say that a lot of times, don't worry too much about this, because I do feel like the angels block a lot of these thoughts from getting out to the universe. But law of attraction, we also want to be really mindful of what we're putting out there and what we're thinking, because they can't block everything. So we want to make sure that we're being really mindful of that. So that being said, okay, yeah, that sounds great, but still I'm really stuck in my head, and I'm really struggling with focusing on this particular thing, and I'm obsessing about it, and I don't know how to move out of it. Hi Chris Ann, thanks for watching. So one thing, and there are so many tools for pulling yourself out of your head, but what I felt called to talk about today is to really do your best to pull yourself completely out of the situation and find something positive to put yourself into. And so what I feel called to talk about is thinking about how you can be of service to someone else or something else right now. You know, how can you do something kind for someone else, whether it's someone you know, whether it's a stranger, whether it's animals. You know, some people will say, oh, I don't like to do things that are kind for other people, but I really am called to animals. So maybe animals are more your thing. Or maybe if it is hard for you to do nice things for other people, you know, maybe you've been hurt a lot and you're really guarded, maybe that would be a really good thing for you to do, to shake things up and to try to do things different. So doing something that is kind for somebody else, that is an act of service, you know, how can I just do something nice for somebody else? Because what we find is when we're focusing on doing something for somebody else, we tend to be called to do the things that are a little bit more in alignment with our purpose. So I want you to pay attention to that too. What am I feeling called to do? Because a lot of times that's going to be in alignment with your purpose. So I'll give you an example. So for me, one of the ways that I find myself feeling really called to be of service is to just kind of sit and hold space for people. Now, obviously, this is kind of part of the work that I do in soul therapy here at Clarity, but it's also something that I find myself doing just in regular life, you know, doing that with friends, with family, with people who really need that, is holding space with them, sitting with them, being a support to them. So that's one of the ways that I find myself naturally drawn to be of service, and that's very in alignment with my purpose. So paying attention to those ways that you do feel drawn to be of service, you know. I had a friend talking about just being drawn to sit with people as they're going through some really, really hard times in their life, and that fills them up and that makes them feel good. And that's definitely, in my opinion, one of the ways, one of her part of her purpose, you know. So thinking about how can I volunteer? What kind of an act of kindness can I do? And it doesn't have to be something that costs you money. You know, I think a lot of times we think about acts of kindness and we think about, can I pay for the next 5 people behind me at the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru? But it doesn't have to be that. It can just be something really simple. It can just be simply walking by somebody and saying something kind to them, giving them a genuine compliment. How much does that brighten your day when somebody says something like that to you? But what you're doing with every act of kindness, with everything that you do nice, is you're pulling in higher vibrational energy. And the more that you pull in higher vibrational energy, good feeling energy, the better that you're going to feel. And the more that you are doing these acts of kindness and being of service, the more you're starting to live in your purpose. Because again, this is really tied to your purpose. So suddenly, maybe it's on a conscious level, maybe it's on an unconscious level, you're starting to feel like you're living a little bit more of a purposeful life. And slowly but surely, you begin to step out of your head a little bit. You begin to recognize that there's a whole world out there outside of your head, you know. And by the way, when you see the problems that other people are challenged with, sometimes it really puts your problems into perspective. I mean, how many times do we obsess about things that just really aren't that important, or that you're probably not even going to remember tomorrow, some of these things, right? And so when we can pull ourselves out of that, when we can do something kind for somebody else, it really puts things into perspective for us as well. Now, I'm not saying don't be in balance. You know, I'm not saying, because there are some of us that are big time empaths and big time light workers and will give and give and give until there's nothing left. This is not what I'm talking about, okay? I'm talking about balance. I'm talking about give when you can, but also take time for yourself and also allow yourself that time for self-care and balance. So that's not what don't deplete yourself, but this is something that will help you to step out of your head. So what I'm going to do for my ticket giveaway for today, and I'm going to do this live if I can, I would love to hear from you guys one idea, one way, and I'm going to just go with the first one that comes through. You know, how are you going to be of service today? What is an act of kindness that you intend to commit to that will help you feel better and help make the world a better place? So let me see what kind of ideas you guys have. And I'm just waiting for that very first one that pops up. And it can be something really, really simple, like I said, as simple as a compliment to somebody else, or, you know, I really love the random acts of kindness where you do something and people don't know that it was you. You know, it's even really nice to just leave flowers someplace for somebody, or sometimes one of the things that I really like to do is I get a lot of crystals here at the shop and things like that, so I'll take some crystals and I'll kind of leave them places for people to find. Okay, so it looks like Rick is the first one coming through. So Rick said, I prayed for a lost dog. I love that. Yeah, prayer, thank you, is a really beautiful act of kindness, and it's something that we can all do, and we can take the time to just put a little energy into helping somebody else. So, yeah, and Andy says that he sent a message about being very grateful. Yes, let someone know how grateful you are. Let them know how much you appreciate them, because that's going to make them feel good. It's going to make you feel good that you're sharing that, and it's helping you to tap into your own gratitude. And Amy says, helping my coworkers with their extra workloads like today. Okay, so awesome. Yeah, so just doing those little things to help people when you see that people are needing help. So keep sharing those ideas and comments, guys. Rick, you won the pair of tickets for today, so just send me a message and I'll make sure that I get those out to you and that I get you on the list for Clarity Connects. So that is going to be, I think, probably our last giveaway, because the event is going to be next Saturday on March 2nd from 6 to 9 p.m. You're going to want to make sure that you get your tickets. You want to get them in advance so you can get the $25 tickets, because they are going to be more at the door. So get your tickets now. I will share a link below, and I will see you guys on March 2nd at Clarity Connects. Thanks for watching.